Welcome to the Hollis Chapman Show, where we celebrate the power of words and the beauty of storytelling. Join us every week. We have conversations with authors and small business owners. We have exciting lineup of guests who will take us on a literary journey like no other. Join us as we delve into the world of authors and small business owners from diverse backgrounds and cultures, each bringing their own unique perspective and voice to the table. From thrilling memoirs to captivating fiction and business startups, our guests will share their stories, their struggles, and their triumphs, offering us a glimpse into the rich tapestry of human experience. Immerse yourself in the magic of words and discovery as we explore the global literary landscape together. So grab a cup of tea, cozy up by the fire, and join us on this adventure of a lifetime. The Hollis Chapman Show is your ticket to a world of imagination, inspiration, and enlightenment. Don't miss out on the opportunity to connect with some of the most talented and compelling voices in literature today. Tune in and let the journey begin.
Hello and welcome to the Hollis Chapman Show. I am Hollis. Happy Friday, y'all. I hope everybody's going well, having a good week. Here in Tempe, Arizona, the temperature today, right now, 10 o'clock in the morning, is at 67 degrees. Supposed to have a great weekend in the 70s like it's supposed to be. So we're all very excited. So wherever you're at, I hope everything's going nice. I hope the temperature is good, not too cool, not too hot. We're just waiting for our special guest to call in. She's an East Coast girl, just like I. So we'll hopefully get her in here. It'll be very exciting. She'll talk about her new book. All right. So how's everything going with everybody? Everybody okay? Having a good time? All right, come on. Special guest, give us a call in, give us a check-in. It'd be great to hear from you. She is a small-town girl from Connecticut, educated in public schools, then went to Harvard and Temple. You know, you're educated in a public school, a small-town girl. How do you get that gumption? How do you get that over that fear of going to a Harvard, going to a Temple? Those are two prestigious schools. How does she get the strength to do that? That's one of my questions. You know, really cool. I know when I went to school at the University of Rhode Island, I was from a small town upstate New York. And boy, I got some offers to go and play football other places, but the farther away they were, the more nervous I was. This is my first time going away. This is my first time we've been away from home, even though my home life was, not like it's huge and great and all kinds of money and stuff like that. It was still my first time going away. So how does a young lady, excuse me, have the strength to do that? How do you go away from home, away from security, away from people you know? I was real nervous about just leaving my friends, going away. The first 3 months of college, I was so homesick. I think I went back home just to visit 6 times. That was just a 6-hour ride from University of Rhode Island back to Plattsburgh, New York. 6 hours. Okay, so after the first year, I didn't go back home till after I graduated. So I just got comfortable, got friends. We stayed this summer. Well, we stayed in summer and worked out. So we had a plan. So we worked out because we were all on football scholarships. So we worked out to make sure we were getting ready for the season. So that kind of got over this nervousness, over missing friends because I met new friends. And that was pretty cool. So what's your stories like that, okay? So we're hoping our guest calls in, but if not, I guess we'll have to sit there and prepare for a plan B. Oh, there she is. Hi, Wendy. How you doing?
Good, thank you. Good morning.
Very good. Good morning. You sound good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute your microphone. I'm going to go back and reintroduce you and get it going right after that, okay?
All right, thank you.
Outstanding. All right, very excited. Our special guest is here. Like I said, she was raised in a small town in Connecticut, educated in public schools, then Harvard and Temple. Yeah, how's a small town girl go to Harvard and Temple? Mom, Dad, I want to go to Harvard. How great is that? She's a mixed metaphor career. Let's welcome to our show our special guest, Wendy Horwitz. All right, ma'am, you're here. You're back. We're excited for you.
Thank you for having me, Hollis.
No worries. Okay, so I talked a little bit about a small town girl going to Harvard. So before we start the questions, this is something just kind of off the cuff. How does a small town girl from the East Coast say, Mom, Dad, I want to go to Harvard? How did
So,
that happen? Go ahead.
yeah, so I went to a large public high school where many people either didn't go to college or they went to our wonderful small community college, which
Yeah.
was very popular at that time. But I was a reader and I actually liked school. We had amazing activities at that school. We had a school newspaper. That's one of the places I got my writing start, was working on that school newspaper. And I just put my nose to the grindstone. And my parents really emphasized education. So um, I have to tell you, I knew somebody from my town who was at the Ivy League. And so I thought, well, if he can do it, I can do it. So, and at the time, I'm probably a bit older than a number of your listeners, but at the time, if you were a good student and you had worked hard, you had a shot at it. I think it's more of a numbers game now. I think it's really challenging for many really good students to break in. On the other hand, I have to tell you my bias. You gave me the fine compliment, and my graduate school alma mater, Temple University in Philly, where I live. But many people may not know that Temple is a public university, and I would just want to give a real shout out to our public universities as well. You don't need to go to the Ivies to have a great education. So I just want to say that for people who are thinking about higher education.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. That's a good story. And I kind of understand how you piece it together. Very good. To me, you did just the academic wise, and I did sports. I went to the University of Rhode Island. So I was an East Coast guy. Didn't, wasn't far from you. But like I said, like I was saying earlier before you came on, the farther I got scholarship offers from home, the more nervous I got. Friends and being different. I've never went home for a long period of time like I was going. And like I said, the first 6 months at school at University of Rhode Island, I went home 6 times. And then after that, I got comfortable. I met friends. I didn't go home again until after I graduated from college.
Well,
So that's
I get it. I absolutely get it. I mean, I'll tell you, when I got to college, I looked around me. I thought, I mean, there were other people from public schools, but there are also
Yeah.
people from private schools, a lot more sophisticated, I think,
Yeah.
than I was. And first, it's intimidating, and then, as it
Yeah.
sounds like you did, you realize, hey, I do belong. I can do this, and you discover that the world opens up to you. But glad to hear there's another New Englander in our midst,
There
Alice.
you go. All right. Okay, so we talked about you some. You gave us a good insight in you. Now talk about your book. Tell us about the book, and plus, please tell us the title of your book and how that title came about.
Okay, so the book is called Milkweed and Honey Cake, and the subtitle is A Memoir in Ritual Moments. So, Milkweed and Honey Cake is my stories, all true, that center around ritual that is defined in all different ways. So, readers will recognize rituals like weddings, funerals, holidays, rites of passage, graduations, things like that. But I say that I serve those traditional rituals with a twist, my take on those stories about ritual. And I also include rituals that we stumble upon, that we think, I need something for this. So, for example, the second chapter of the book is called Yellow School Bus Moments, and it's about letting your kids go little by little, and the pride and the yearning and the fear that's associated with that. And I found, as I told the stories, there's a lot about my kids in this book, you realize our culture and society has some